Oh, hello YouTube. Okay, so I wanted to come in really fast to show you guys how I do a self-binded quilt. So this quilt has already been pieced and it has already been quilted, as you can see. So what I did after I got it back from the quilter is I cut 1.25 inches away from my gray edge, and then I trimmed away the batting. So you want to leave about 1/4 inch or so of the batting still in place, so it kind of makes it feel a little bit sturdy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold it in half, right? And then we're going to fold it in half again. What we're trying to do is create that nice seam right there. I'm going to put it underneath the presser foot. I'm going to make my stitch length a little wider, and then we're going to go. I finished making this quilt a couple days ago. I think I finished it on Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Yeah, I finished it Thursday morning. It was 4 o'clock in the morning when I finished, so. She's gonna go all the way around, and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna miter our corners. So if you do quilting, I would love to know how you bind your quilts. There's a couple options. There's self-bound, so how I'm teaching here, and then there's also binding with bias tape, and you could do it on the machine or by hand. So some people do the original one on the machine, and then they do this top one like this by hand. So I would love to know what you guys do. If you've never bounded a quilt before, just say that too. Well, you know, there's all kinds of different levels of people who come into my channel, so I would love to hear what you guys have to say. All right, so I'm just gonna keep going straight on down. What I'm doing is I'm folding over and holding it right here. I'm not pinning or clipping because it's not necessary for this. Once you get a good handle on what you're doing, it's not necessary to have the quilt or anything like that. So what I'm doing back here, so you can kind of see back here, what I'm doing is I'm folding it over to meet the batting, and then folding it over again, and then just holding it in place with my finger. I find this doesn't take any less time per se, but it doesn't take more time either than it would do to just kind of clip it ahead of time. Sometimes it's a little faster, just depending on, you know, the cooperation of my machine and so on. You know, because sometimes she gets a little tired. And sometimes my hands get a little tired. Okay, I'm gonna keep on going. Okay, so right here when I'm coming up to this corner right here, I'm gonna take that, I'm going to crease it with my finger. I'm going to do the same thing like if I was going this direction, and I'm also creasing it. That crease is going to create like a little box, and then I'm going to trim away at that box. That helps with the bulk. So now I'm going to come in here, and this is where you may want to pin or clip if you need to. I'm just going to go ahead and hold that there with a pin right now, so that's being held right there. And then I'm going to fold this side down and over. So now this gets tucked in, and I create that mitered corner right there. So it's pretty much almost the same as when you were doing it the other direction. I just find this a lot easier personally, but if you don't, that's okay. There's different ways to do things. There's not a right or a wrong way. It's just different. I'm going back a stitch right now because I went a little too far. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to turn it, and then we're going to continue on. if you guys are new to quilting, this is a fairly easy way to bind a quilt. You're not having to do as much pressing at the ironing table, because when you make your own bias tape, it could be a long time at the table. And it doesn't necessarily need to be on the bias, but that's what we call it. You can call it quilt binding, and it could be with the grain. It doesn't have to be on the bias. There we go. Do we have kiddos coming in? Yes, we do. We've got a class coming in. So you'll probably hear the door open and close. They're in the main sewing studio area. I'm in my office. So again, just kind of go like that. If you need to, put your finger in there. If you've got any extra little stray things here, I had to unquilt some of it to take off the batting. So that's all that is. Just a little bit of quilting. I got a little extra right there. I went a little extra fast and moved in a little bit off the side seam, but that's okay. The good thing about having a matching coordinating thread when you're doing this is it's very helpful, because in that way, if you do kind of swoop off a little bit, kind of like what I'm doing right there, then it's not as noticeable. And then see in the back, it's nice and bound and really pretty. And it's seamless, so there's no difference in between these. So a lot of times when you do a binded quilt, this right here would be a different color because it's a different piece altogether, unless you use the same color as the backing. But then you can still see it's a different piece. This just makes it like really, I like this because I had this border that really helps define the binding. It really helps frame out the quilt when you use a contrasting color. I'm trying to keep the quilt out the way. It keeps wanting to get in the way. If you got any of these little scragglies like I have right here, I just tuck it in. I just tuck it in like that. I call those wisps. You know, like your hair, sometimes it gets wispy. My hair does it all the time. I've got very curly hair. It stays wispy. Tails all the way. This is not an extremely large quilt. Sorry guys, I'm bumping into you. This is a large throw blanket. My client wanted something that was, it's a male in her life who likes these 3 different teams. He likes the Cowboys, Yankees, and Carolina. And so then I kind of designed something around his likes, and it's masculine. So it's a nice gesture. She still hasn't seen the actual design. She just told me what she wanted, and I was like, okay, good, I got something for you. She's gonna be super excited when she sees it. I'm coming over to the mitered, like the corner right here. I want to show you what I'm doing before I get to it so that way you guys can see what I'm doing. So what we're doing here is we folded this over twice, okay, just like that, and I'm creasing it with my finger, just like that. And then I'm going to take this other side and fold it over and fold it over again to create that crease. So we got a little thread right there. I don't like using these big scissors for snipping, but I can't find my snips right now. Alright, so we're going to do like that, right? And we're going to just crease it. Don't worry about my nails. It's been doing a lot of bag making lately and they're tearing them up. Alright, so now you can kind of see those folds right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut at an angle. I'm taking away some of that bulk right across where all of those meet at a 45-degree angle right there. Just reducing a lot of that bulk. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, now we're going to fold it and fold it from each side. And then fold one side and then tuck this side. Oh, you can't see anything I'm doing. Tuck this side in like that. So we're going to tuck this in like that. Okay. Then we're going to take this side to tuck it. Take this side and tuck it. Right? Both sides are tucked at this point, and then we fold it over again. And then that kind of just makes that mitered corner right there. See that? So that's pretty much what I'm doing. I hope that helps. I wanted to show you before I got too close to it so that way I could show you guys what I'm doing, because I'm doing it on this side closer towards me, and I have the camera on that side. The next time I do it, I might do the camera view beside me instead of behind over here, because it'll probably be a little bit better. But sorry guys, I got a little lazy with my camera setup today because I have a lot to do. But I decided something's better than nothing, right? Some kind of information. All right, so I put my pin there to hold that one there while I fold the opposite end. Again, meet those up and pin it. So that's what I did. So I got my mitered corner there. There's some like cloth napkins out there that have this same technique when you're folding them. You're folding in the raw edge into itself, so you're not having to do extra binding. That's kind of helpful. I personally love binding though. I really do. This is one of my favorite things to do. Because Hillary's like, take it, because I don't like it. She's like, I don't like binding. I don't mind piecing, I don't mind quilting. I do not like binding. I'm like, I love binding. It's very satisfying. It's like you're almost done. I'm having to adjust this right here because it's a very big quilt, but I have to kind of shift it and put it on my lap so it doesn't end up on the ground. A lot of maneuvering. Janice is gonna love this. She's one of my favorite clients. She always comes to me with some really unique ideas and thoughts about what she wants me to make next. And I encourage it personally. I like creativeness. If you are someone who loves to sew or quilt, you know that sometimes you can get in a little bit of a rut, just doing the same thing over and over again, and it just becomes kind of bland. So Janice really spices things up for me in the sewing world. Okay. Coming up. This is for real. Like I'm really struggling with this because that's what happens. And it's not like struggle, like, oh, it's so bad, but it's just, you know, you gotta fight it sometimes. Like I tell people, you gotta show who's the boss. That's what I tell my students. You gotta tell who's the boss. Alright, I'm coming back to another corner, so I'm going to go ahead and start pressing it towards each other, making it like that so I can get that crease, so I can cut that 45-degree angle and reduce that bulk. Class has started, so you might hear Miss Hillary in the background giving the girls instructions. We're a real live teaching studio here. We teach for real. Not that other people don't, but I'm just saying we really take the time to teach. This is the most I fiddle with it is at the corners. The rest of it, it's pretty easy to just fold it over and keep sewing. And the camera keeps getting bumped by the volume of this quilt. So sorry. Before I take that corner, I like to go ahead and kind of like hold this down here, so when I take that corner and I pivot, I can just keep on rolling. I get really close to my pins. And then pivot. Beautiful those corners are. Oh, love it. A good mitered corner is just like, It's like, you know, a chocolate chip cookie that just came out the oven. It's so good. To me. I mean, some people may not like it. And that's okay. I love it. Oh, ran out of bobbin. Sure did. Go ahead and wind a bobbin. It was 4 in the morning when I finished my quilt last time, so I wasn't about to be like, hey, did I miss something? I'm having a little bit of a time right now, obviously, because I'm on video. Getting this bad boy out. There we go. Got it. Bear with me for just a second. I don't have to wind too much up. I lost that one. That's okay. I've got an empty one right here. I have magnets on the sides, like on the middle part. I didn't want to overwind it because if I do, then I'm just going to waste it because I have so many different projects with different colors. I can't keep bobbins full of thread just sitting around like half full. I could get more bobbins, but I already have like 20 bobbins. I guess I could get more, but I don't feel like it. What did I do? Threading it. This is a cotton thread. It's a quilting thread that I got from Joann's. So it's pretty much the same one that the quilter used for the quilting itself. I like it because the cotton really can like withstand a lot. So can the polyester, but there we go. So depending on your machine, you may or may not have to draw up your bobbin thread. Mine did fine. It got a little nested, but I can clear that out. It's not the end of the world. It would have been ideal for me to just draw it up, but I actually forgot. I forgot to draw it up because I was just trying to get it binded. I'm trying to have this video not be too long. I'll probably edit it down so you guys can, I can go kind of fast. But. Some people like it for the commentary. Coming up to my last corner. Getting in your way. Okay, let's see if I can pull this over here so you can kind of see this. Hold on. Can you see? Not really. Right here. See a little bit better. There we go, right there. So I'm folding it once folding it twice. You kind of have to have it. There we go. Just wanted to make sure it was the same distance, and then do it again on this side. Once, twice, and really crease that right there. Okay. Then right there where everything intersects, you're going to do a 45-degree angle. Okay, I think I'm going to take a little bit more off because this one's kind of, there's a lot right here. And if you want to, you can kind of take off a little bit of that binding right there. Okay, so we're going to go like this. What we do first, fold this down so that it meets right there at that corner. Finger press it down. Fold it once, twice. Okay, and pin it. Okay, then with this side, you're going to fold it down, then fold it again. And you just want to kind of get that to kind of meet together really nicely. So this one did more of a 45-degree angle, and this one did no problem. Just bringing that down. Voila. So pretty. All right, we're gonna just stitch up to it. Yes, we are coming up to the beginning again. There we go. There we go. Is that better? You guys can see anything anymore. There we go. Okay, so now we're coming back up to the beginning, very close. We're coming back up to the beginning here. You guys may be able to see it if I move the quilt out the way. Just saying. Alright, so we're going to come up here, and you can kind of see where it's kind of gappy right here. Literally when you pull on it, it automatically wants to kind of tuck down. I'm like 5 inches away from the end right now. Back stitch. Take it off. Okay. So we are done. It is gorgeous. I think my color is a little deeper blue than the actual binding, like the quilter did, but you can't tell really. That's my stitching right here, and that's hers. Can you see that? Not really. Yeah. That's the idea. Okay, so this quilt is ready to go to my client. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be delivering it tomorrow. So I'll be posting some photos of it tomorrow completed. And I'll be sure to put a post here. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in with us. That's not too bad. 30 minutes tutorial on how to do a self-binded quilt. If I wasn't filming, I'd probably go a little faster, but that's still not bad. So when you take the time to consider folding cutting your strips, folding it, ironing it, pressing it again, ironing it again, and then sewing twice, essentially, it saves a lot of time. So I hope this was helpful. Don't forget to give everybody a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get more, to get informed about when I do more tutorials. The plan is for me to do more tutorials now that I'm not doing as many classes. We've hired out 2 more instructors, so I'm totally blessed with that, and I'm super excited. And we'll see you guys again soon. Bye.